A breathtaking cinematic drone camera flies high above prehistoric East Africa 300,000 years ago, revealing an untouched world at the dawn of modern humanity. Endless golden savannas stretch beyond the horizon, surrounded by dense ancient forests, winding crystal-clear rivers, towering cliffs, and distant volcanoes releasing thin columns of smoke into the early morning sky. Thick mist slowly rolls across the valleys as the first rays of sunlight paint the landscape in warm golden colors. Massive herds of woolly mammoths, giant elephants, buffalo, zebras, antelopes, and wild horses migrate across the plains while giraffes browse towering acacia trees. Flocks of colorful prehistoric birds fill the sky. Insects buzz among wildflowers, and monkeys swing through ancient trees, creating a vibrant ecosystem. The camera continues its smooth, cinematic flight over roaring waterfalls, lush jungles, rocky mountains, and peaceful lakes reflecting the sunrise. A pride of lions silently stalks prey in the tall grass, while a crocodile glides through a slow-moving river. Every leaf, blade of grass, and ripple in the water moves naturally in the gentle wind, creating a living prehistoric world with incredible realism. As the camera approaches a rugged rocky ridge, it slowly reveals the first Homo sapiens man, standing tall and alert while holding a carefully crafted wooden spear tipped with sharp stone. His face is highly realistic, showing intelligence, curiosity, and determination. His long dark hair blows gently in the wind. His primitive animal skin clothing moves naturally, and his eyes scan the endless wilderness with caution. The camera circles around him before pulling back to reveal the enormous, untouched African landscape stretching to the horizon, emphasizing that humanity's journey is only beginning. The atmosphere is epic, emotional, mysterious, and inspiring, featuring smooth cinematic drone movements, realistic wildlife behavior, volumetric lighting, atmospheric FO. The camera begins with a slow tracking shot through tall golden grass as the morning sun rises over the prehistoric African wilderness. Dew sparkles on every blade of grass while birds sing in the distance. The first Homo sapiens woman carefully walks through the landscape, carrying woven leaves filled with wild berries, edible roots, and fresh fruits. Her appearance is natural and realistic, with expressive eyes, long dark hair gently moving in the breeze, and primitive animal skin clothing. Every step shows caution as she listens to the sounds of the wild. The camera follows her through a dense forest filled with towering ancient trees, colorful flowers, hanging vines, and playful monkeys. Butterflies flutter around her, while a gentle stream flows over smooth stones. Suddenly, she notices fresh footprints near the riverbank. She pauses, kneels to examine them, and realizes another human has recently passed through this area. Her face fills with curiosity instead of fear. The scene transitions to the first Homo sapiens man approaching from the opposite side of the river. The camera alternates between close-up shots of their faces as they cautiously observe one another from a distance. Neither speaks, but their expressions reveal curiosity, intelligence, and the beginning of trust. The river flows peacefully between them while birds fly overhead and sunlight filters through the trees, creating a magical atmosphere. Slow-motion cinematic shots capture their first meeting as they carefully step closer, maintaining eye contact. The man lowers a spear to show he means no harm, while the woman smiles gently. The camera circles around them as the beautiful African wilderness surrounds the pair, symbolizing the beginning of one of humanity's earliest partnerships. The sequence ends with both of them walking side by side along the river toward the open savanna, disappearing into the golden sunrise. The atmosphere is emotional, hopeful, and cinematic, featuring realies. The camera opens with a wide cinematic shot of the first Homo sapiens couple walking together across the endless African savanna under the bright morning sun. Tall, golden grass sways in the wind as distant mountains and ancient volcanoes dominate the horizon. The man carries a sharpened wooden spear while the woman gathers edible plants, berries, and medicinal leaves. Their movements are cautious yet coordinated, showing the beginning of teamwork that would shape the future of humanity. The camera smoothly follows them into a dense prehistoric forest where towering trees block much of the sunlight. Colorful birds fly overhead. Monkeys leap between branches, and insects buzz through the humid air. The couple silently communicates through gestures while searching for food. The woman discovers a patch of fresh fruits growing beneath a giant tree, while the man carefully watches the surrounding area for danger. Every facial expression reflects intelligence, awareness, and survival instincts. Suddenly, the peaceful atmosphere changes. The sound of breaking branches echoes through the forest. A massive saber-toothed cat slowly emerges from the shadows, its sharp teeth exposed and eyes locked onto the asterisk. The scene opens at dawn with a peaceful panoramic view of a rocky valley where the first Homo sapiens couple has built a simple shelter from wooden branches, large leaves, animal hides, and stones. Soft golden sunlight spreads across the landscape while smoke gently rises from a small campfire. Birds sing in the surrounding trees, and a nearby river sparkles under the morning light. The camera slowly glides around the shelter, revealing the couple beginning another day of survival in the ancient African wilderness. The man carefully shapes sharp stone blades using two rocks, creating stronger hunting tools with remarkable precision. Nearby, the woman weaves long grasses into simple baskets and collects fresh water, edible roots, medicinal herbs, and wild fruits. Their coordinated movements show growing intelligence, cooperation, and the earliest signs of organized human life. Close-up cinematic shots highlight realistic facial expressions, detailed hands crafting tools, and the natural textures of stone, wood, and animal skins. As the day progresses, dark storm clouds gather over the distant mountains. Powerful winds bend the trees, and thunder echoes across the valley. Heavy rain begins to pour, turning the peaceful landscape into a dangerous environment. The river rapidly swells, lightning flashes across the sky, and strong winds threaten to destroy their shelter. The couple works together, reinforcing the structure with heavy branches and large stones while protecting their precious tools, food, and fire. Suddenly, a violent flash flood rushes through the valley. Water crashes around rocks and fallen trees as the couple quickly climbs to higher ground. The camera captures dramatic slow-motion scenes of raging water, flying debris, and the pair struggling against nature's immense power. Despite the danger, they refuse to abandon one another, pulling each other to safety with determination and courage. After the storm finally passes, the clouds slowly part. The final chapter begins with a breathtaking sunrise spreading golden light across the prehistoric African wilderness. The camera rises slowly above towering cliffs, dense forests, winding rivers, and endless savannas before focusing on the first Homo sapiens couple standing together on a rocky hill. Months of survival have made them stronger, wiser, and deeply connected. Their faces show confidence, hope, and determination as they look toward the vast, unknown world that awaits them. The camera follows the couple as they explore new lands beyond their familiar valley. Along the journey, they discover rich hunting grounds, fresh water sources, fruit-bearing trees, and natural caves that can shelter future generations. They carefully mark safe paths using stacked stones and broken branches, demonstrating the earliest signs of planning and exploration. Every movement reflects growing intelligence and a remarkable adaptability that will eventually allow Homo sapiens to spread across the earth. As evening approaches, they gather around a glowing campfire beneath a sky filled with countless stars. The man carefully carves symbols into a flat stone, while the woman paints simple handprints and animal figures on the wall of a nearby cave using natural pigments. These early forms of communication and artistic expression symbolize the birth of human culture, memory, and storytelling. The warm firelight illuminates their faces as they quietly reflect on the challenges they have overcome together. The camera transitions into an epic time-lapse sequence. Seasons change rapidly as rain falls, flowers bloom, rivers rise and recede, and wildlife migrates across the plains. The couple continues to thrive, building stronger shelters, crafting better tools. And the scene opens with a magnificent aerial drone shot soaring high above prehistoric Africa, thousands of days after the first Homo sapiens couple began their journey. The landscape is alive with vast green forests, golden grasslands, sparkling rivers, towering mountains, and distant volcanoes glowing beneath the rising sun. The camera slowly descends toward a thriving settlement where several Homo sapiens families now live together. Children run and play through the village while adults prepare stone tools, weave baskets, and tend to the campfire. The peaceful atmosphere reflects the birth of the first human community. The scene opens with a spectacular sunrise over the vast African continent. A cinematic drone camera soars above endless savannas, dense rainforests, mighty rivers, rugged mountains, and shimmering lakes before focusing on a growing tribe of Homo sapiens preparing for a historic migration. The descendants of the first Homo sapiens couple gather their stone tools, wooden spears, animal skin clothing, woven baskets, and precious fire as they prepare to explore lands no human has ever seen. Their faces display courage, determination, and curiosity, knowing the unknown world lies ahead. The camera follows the tribe as they begin their long journey across harsh landscapes. They cross wide rivers using fallen tree trunks, climb steep rocky mountains, and walk through endless grasslands under the blazing sun. Children travel safely beside their parents while skilled hunters protect the group from predators. Every movement feels realistic and emotional, emphasizing teamwork and resilience. Birds circle overhead, mammoths migrate across distant valleys, and giant herds of antelope thunder across the plains, bringing the prehistoric world to life. As night falls, the travelers establish a temporary campsite beneath towering ancient trees. A warm campfire lights their faces while elders share knowledge with the younger generation. Some members sharpen stone blades, others prepare food, and children watch the stars with wonder. The camera slowly circles the group, capturing the deep family bonds and the passing of survival skills from one generation to the next. The atmosphere is peaceful, hopeful, and filled with anticipation for the future. The next morning, the tribe reaches a breathtaking mountain pass overlooking an enormous, unexplored landscape stretching to the horizon. The camera rises high into the sky, revealing endless valleys, rivers, forests. The scene opens with a breathtaking aerial drone shot soaring over a vast prehistoric landscape thousands of years after the first Homo sapiens couple began their journey. Golden sunlight spreads across endless plains, winding rivers, dense forests, and towering mountains. Small human settlements are now scattered across the land, connected by trails worn through countless generations. Smoke rises from dozens of campfires as the camera slowly descends toward a thriving village, symbolizing how humanity has grown from a single family into an expanding population. The camera glides through the settlement, revealing people working together in perfect harmony. Skilled hunters return with food, while others shape sharp stone tools, weave stronger baskets, stitch animal skin clothing, and build larger shelters from wood, stone, and grass. Children laugh and learn by watching their parents, while elders pass down stories, survival skills, and traditions. Every detail reflects the growing intelligence, creativity, and cooperation that define Homo sapiens. The scene shifts to a dramatic hunting expedition across the open savanna. Teams of hunters communicate through hand signals and coordinated movements as they surround a herd of antelope. Their carefully planned strategy demonstrates the remarkable evolution of teamwork and problem-solving. After a successful hunt, the entire community gathers to share food equally, celebrating around a roaring campfire with smiles, music created from simple wooden instruments, rhythmic dancing, and joyful expressions of unity. As darkness falls, the camera enters a magnificent cave illuminated by flickering firelight. Men, women, and children paint detailed images of animals, hunting scenes, and mysterious symbols on the stone walls using natural pigments. Close-up shots capture every brushstroke, every facial expression, and every spark from the fire, symbolizing the birth of art, imagination, communication, and the desire to preserve. The scene opens with an epic cinematic drone shot high above the African continent at sunrise. The camera flies over vast savannas, lush forests, winding rivers, towering mountains, and sparkling lakes where countless Homo sapiens communities now thrive. The descendants of the very first Homo sapiens couple have spread across the land, building stronger shelters, mastering fire, creating better stone tools, and living together in organized groups. The world feels alive with movement as smoke rises from campfires. Children play freely, and hunters prepare for another day of survival. The camera slowly descends into one flourishing settlement where families begin their daily routines. Skilled craftsmen carefully chip stones into razor-sharp blades. Women prepare nourishing meals from gathered plants, fruits, and freshly hunted meat, while elders teach children how to identify animal tracks, make fire, and respect nature. Every face reflects intelligence, compassion, curiosity, and determination. The close-up shots capture realistic emotions, detailed skin textures, natural eye movements, and lifelike expressions, emphasizing the extraordinary evolution of modern humans. The story transitions into a breathtaking cinematic montage showing humanity's incredible progress. Explorers travel across vast deserts, The film opens with one final breathtaking aerial drone shot rising above the African continent at dawn. Golden sunlight floods endless savannas, ancient forests, mighty rivers, snow-covered mountain peaks, and vast coastlines. The camera slowly pulls back to reveal thousands of Homo sapiens families spreading across the land, each carrying the knowledge, courage, and survival instincts passed down from the very first Homo sapiens couple. Their journey has transformed from simple survival into the beginning of a species destined to change the world. The camera glides through a series of spectacular cinematic scenes. Hunters skillfully track animals across open plains, while others fish in crystal-clear rivers using primitive spears. Women gather fruits, herbs, and medicinal plants as children learn to make fire, shape stone tools, and understand the rhythms of nature. Every generation becomes wiser than the last, preserving knowledge through storytelling, cave paintings, and shared experiences. The emotional bond between families grows stronger, laying the foundation for cooperation, leadership, and community. The sequence transitions into an awe-inspiring time-lapse spanning thousands of years. Villages become larger, migration routes extend across continents, and Homo sapiens adapt to deserts, forests, mountains, grasslands, and frozen landscapes. The camera flies over countless footprints stretching across the earth, symbolizing humanity's unstoppable expansion. Massive mammoths, saber-toothed cats, giant deer, woolly rhinoceroses, and countless prehistoric animals share the world with these resilient humans, creating an unforgettable prehistoric panorama. As darkness falls, the camera focuses on a single campfire where an elderly storyteller speaks to a circle of children. The scene opens with a majestic cinematic drone shot above the earth at sunrise. The camera slowly descends from the clouds toward the African continent, where the story of Homo sapiens first began. Vast golden savannas, lush tropical forests, roaring rivers, towering mountains, and sparkling coastlines stretch endlessly beneath the warm morning light. Thousands of years have passed, and human communities have expanded in every direction, living in harmony with nature while continuing their endless journey of discovery. The camera glides over thriving prehistoric settlements where families work together from sunrise to sunset. Hunters prepare finely crafted stone-tipped spears. Women gather edible plants and medicinal herbs. Elders teach children survival skills, and young explorers eagerly venture beyond familiar lands. Every scene is filled with realistic emotions, natural body movements, and lifelike interactions, showing the intelligence, creativity, and cooperation that have become the defining strengths of Homo sapiens. The story shifts into a breathtaking cinematic montage. Groups of early humans cross vast deserts beneath blazing sunlight, climb snow-covered mountain passes, paddle simple wooden rafts across wide rivers, and navigate dense forests filled with towering ancient trees. Along the way, they encounter mammoths, giant bison, cave lions, saber-toothed cats, woolly rhinoceroses, and enormous flocks of prehistoric birds. Despite every challenge, they adapt, learn, and move forward together, driven by an unbreakable spirit of curiosity and survival. As evening arrives, the camera circles above a magnificent gathering of several tribes meeting peacefully for the first time. They exchange food, stone tools. The final chapter begins with an extraordinary cinematic shot from deep space as the blue Earth slowly rotates beneath a sea of brilliant stars. The camera gently zooms toward the African continent, where the first Homo sapiens once walked nearly 300,000 years ago. As the morning sun rises, golden light spreads across vast savannas, dense rainforests, winding rivers, towering mountains, and endless coastlines. Soft clouds drift across the sky while wildlife awakens, creating a peaceful yet powerful beginning that reminds viewers where the story of modern humanity first unfolded. The camera glides over breathtaking prehistoric landscapes before revealing generations of Homo sapiens living together in harmony with nature. Families hunt, gather food, care for children, build shelters, create stronger stone tools, and protect one another. Young children eagerly learn from their parents while elders share stories beside glowing campfires. Every smile, every lesson, and every act of kindness strengthens the bonds that allow humanity to survive and flourish. The realistic facial expressions, detailed body movements,